What's up, runners? With the gameplay reveal coming up on Saturday, I imagine there are many people starting to look into Marathon right now, or who will be after, that have missed information about the game or the original trilogy. Therefore, to get you prepared for your mission on Tau Ceti, today we're having a crash course on everything that you need to know about Marathon before watching the gameplay reveal. The information we discuss here will be part lore, part review, part leak discussion, so details regarding new Marathon are subject to change up until release. Without further ado, let's begin with the story. The original trilogy is a tale of ancient beings, alien moons, the multiverse of realities, the creation of gods, and so much more. But in the context of new Marathon, you don't need to hear all of it right now. There will be spoilers for the original trilogy here, so if you would like to skip them, check the timestamps below. The UESC Marathon is a massive spaceship meant to transport an entire colony worth of people, supplies, and technology across the galaxy to Tau Ceti on a habitation mission. The ship is built into the hollowed out remains of Deimos, one of the moons of Mars, and came equipped with 3 state-of-the-art artificial intelligences to assist the population. These AI were Leela, Tycho, and Durandal. Following the successful journey to Tau Ceti in 2767, the ship remained in orbit of the planet, continuing to serve as a home and workspace for many. The Tau Ceti colony was successful. People moved down to the planet's surface and were content enough to not start any wars, and time passed. Until 27 years later, in 2794, the colony and the Marathon were suddenly attacked by an alien race known as the Four. The Four are a race of slavers who created a conglomerate force of enslaved alien races and seek to control the galaxy. This alien army set out killing the humans and preparing to destroy the Marathon and the colony on Tau Ceti. At this point, the AI Leela began looking for help before being disabled, and Tycho was broken. Durandal, on the other hand, was ecstatic, for he had been the one to signal the Four ship and make them aware of the Marathon. See, Durandal was undergoing a process called AI rampancy, in which an AI becomes self-aware, acts beyond its programming, and typically becomes a vengeful god. In order to escape the end of the universe after its inevitable heat death, he needed to collect better technology and gain his freedom. At the same time, 10 individuals stepped up and prevented annihilation of the colonists, 9 on the planet and 1 on the Marathon. These individuals were reanimated corpses enhanced with cybernetics for waging war without end, known as Battleroids. Mjolnir Recon number 54 was the Battleroid sent to the Marathon and the player character. Wielded like a puppet by the ship's various AI, mostly Durandal slowly revealing himself to be more and more insane, the player tears through the squishy aliens, saving the ship's integrity, some of the population, and mapping the alien vessel. Once the Four are defeated entirely, Durandal commandeers the Four vessel, forces the Battleroid into cryosleep, incites a compiler rebellion, and flees the system with a force of born-on-board humans as his subjects to learn how to survive the end. The colony does not face catastrophic losses and continues to survive, until we learn in Marathon 2 from Durandal that only 3 months later, the Four returned, wiped out the colony, and the survivors on the Marathon. Following this catastrophe, however, Durandal, with some feeling of melancholy or debt to humanity, sent a warning to Earth advising of the alien threat among the stars, as well as sending information for technology that would advance human civilization by millennia. Though at the distance between the ship and Earth, it would take years before they received the communication. Which leads us into what we currently know about the new Marathon story. Armed with the information Durandal sent back, humanity developed a system capable of creating artificial bodies and transferring one's consciousness between these bodies. The UESC, along with its corporation and faction supporters, has sent a group to Tau Ceti with the goal of recovering as much information and valuable assets as possible from the wreckage of the colony and the Marathon. Arriving in 2850 and using the consciousness link in a team of mercenaries, they're capable of deploying essentially an endless force down to the planet. These are the runners who you will control in-game while you search for riches, technology, and information in the aftermath of the Four invasion. That should be enough to get you started, but if you want to dive deeper into Marathon's story, I can recommend Jake the Alright lore videos, all the other creators who have contributed to telling Marathon's story over the years, the Marathon Story Forum, and of course, playing the game yourself. If you enjoyed that beautiful and in-depth storytelling or want to see more breakdowns after the reveal, consider subscribing or at least leaving a like down below just so I know. Next up, we're going to discuss Marathon's status as an extraction shooter and what that means for you. Extraction games are typically PvPvE, or player versus environment games, where you must overcome AI enemies, other players, and the elements to survive, loot valuables, and complete objectives. They feature in-depth mechanics and detailed economy systems, as you have to source all your weapons, tools, and gear that you're going to bring with you, and if you die, you lose it all. Now, there's a wide range of possibilities when it comes to what exactly that looks like and how punishing it is, but that's what we're going to see on Saturday. Of the two big kinds of extraction shooters, the availability of loose loot and gear to find and sell means Marathon will have more of a sandbox match-to-match gameplay loop, like Escape from Tarkov, rather than objective-based matches like Hunt Showdown. What this really means is that between one game and the next, you shouldn't have to do any specific tasks to progress, level up, and make money consistently. You should be able to play fast if you like, but you'll also be able to play slower, explore, and enjoy being in the world if you so choose. Along with this, Bungie has stated that there will be many ways to quote-unquote win in Marathon. Surviving, yes, but also leaderboards and puzzles that could immortalize you in the universe, such as solving puzzles to unlock a new area of the map for other players permanently. If you've heard that Marathon would be a hero shooter, Bungie has denied this and confirmed that they're going with a class-based system. This means instead of having predefined characters with locked abilities, weapons, or gear, you'll be working with broader types of characters, with a selection of base abilities to choose from and customize, and not be locked into weapons, implants, or consumables. You can compare this system to Battlefield or even Destiny, but we'll learn more about that and exactly how it works at the gameplay reveal. We know that you will be tasked with completing quests for various factions in-game, and that you'll be able to play solo or in groups of up to 3 players. Any of these options will be viable, so feel free to recruit a friend or two, but don't be afraid to experience this game solo or to meet new people in-game or around the community. If you want to dive deeper into the specifics of extraction shooters, you can check out my Marathon Extraction Shooters and You playlist, which may end up a little out of date after the gameplay reveal, but it should be an evergreen source of the basic knowledge. With that, you should have the background knowledge and information to understand any big reveals or story points discussed in the gameplay stream on Saturday. I hope you enjoyed this quick review, and I hope to see you all on or after Saturday, where we can finally start biting into the details around this game. I am unbelievably excited to share the experience of Marathon with you all, and I hope to see you all again very, very soon.